Metal Raiders Dominance Selection Pack. Brings with it the Max Metalmorph set of cards, a strategy that brings Red Eyes to a new level of power. And what better way to break it in than by using the old clunky stuff? I know, but it just came out. Why not celebrate it by using all of the cards in Red Eyes that were inspired by the original? It's going to take a lot of work. But let's get to summoning all metal dragons. There you go. You get the full metal dragon. And another one to boot. Wow. You're a lucky boy. Sure are. Now if you have... save it. Let's say if you have super polymerization, which I am really doubting right now. Yep, show off your alternative. What's alternative going to do? We can't activate its effects. Well, I mean, it can, because this is targetable, but it's just not destroyable. Just be wasting your time. No, can't do that one. I can't have... What? I can't have... Oh, I get to... Oh yeah, right, damage. 3,000. That'll hurt. But I can't have Chaos Max walking all over me. A Sage. Do I just steal it? And what do they sync or something? Just a spirit? It'll be fine. I'll only make one. That's damage. Oh, and I didn't take any damage because of... from the Chaos Max, because I negated the activation, and this has to... Well... Then why didn't use that earlier? Well, whatever. If the activation is negated, Flare Metal does not burn. And we are very small right now. Okay. That's pretty much the same thing Spirit would have done anyway. Jet Dragon. I'm going to take away your Jet Dragon, right? That's the thing? So I want to take away that because that can send away. Alright, Jet. Come here, you. And their attack continues. There goes my full metal. Because at that moment it was only half a metal. Half metal dragon. Draw. Metalmorph. That would have helped against Chaos Max. That would have put us just above it. Okay. Red Eyes Fusion. Because we should win here. Put these two together. For Meteor Black, Comet Dragon. A dragon known for taking out Blue Eyes. The effect. I can just send anything. I'll send Red Eyes. Now it's time to take you out. Attack over. And flare. Finish that off. Biggest issue? That right there. Dark Hole? I mean, they go into the back anyway. But they may have to pay more life points. Did they add an Ankh? They didn't pay in the first place. Yeah, so they have 2 Ankhs right now. So it doesn't really matter about that Dark Hole. I mean, this will be negate bait. Just thinking. Does he draw out the machine? See if they want to stop it. Oh. I see. It's actually not the best thing to use a negate on, since it is not once per turn. Well, I can't target them, but I can still destroy them. Let's see if they stop it. Use the Exodia. Let's set a card. But wait. Not done. Because I got a dragon. And a search. Searching me out. Meteor. Maybe I should have gone with Fang with Chain. They negated it, right? They just use it? Yes, they did. I mean, they'd all be gone if they didn't use it. So then. I really don't see a way of winning this. I should use this as soon as possible. They don't know about the burn damage. So I'll equip that, so it can't be destroyed. Throw in a black meteor. It was not worth going for Fullmetal, obviously. Okay. cannot allow them to send away my Fullmetal. That doesn't matter. Kind of. I mean, it'll still destroy the Max Metalmorph. Oh! I forgot how those work. When two cards are destroyed at the same time, they don't protect each other. It's the same way with Lost World. If Dark Hole's used... No. If, I don't know, something is used that destroys every card on the field, and you have a normal monster, and Lost World gets destroyed and so is the monster. Unfortunate. And since these weren't destroyed by Dark Hole, even Exodia's little, 4,000 attack is still going to be enough. Because they already have 4,750, even without Exodia. No, it's too bad for me. Okay, sometimes it's a good thing to have your protections on a separate card. Because someone Dark Rulers and gets rid of Fullmetal's effect, it'll still be untargetable because of Max Metalmorph. But then there's that situation where Fullmetal just couldn't protect itself. It's a bit lackluster. What do we think? If I use this, I have potential for 2 cards, but if it gets stopped, I have nothing. Actually, I do have something. I can bring Red Eyes back. But if I use this, and it gets drolled, then that's extra bad. I mean, Ash Ball is more prevalent. Let's go with this. That card's the Redstone has more potential. I'll go with Max. Okay, my fears are not realized. Cards of the Redstone. Get rid of Red Eyes for 2 cards. It's fine. It's definitely fine. That's actually a good thing to send. I'm going to play right in the super polarization with this. Amazing. But if I get a Metal Dragon out of it, I think things are okay. Actually, no. I'm going to not do anything. I'm going to let Red Eye Soul take this one away. They better not use a back row destruction card. Or I'm going to look really bad. Just special summon a monster. That's not good. I mean, I don't control a monster, so they can't do too much, right? And then their other cards say that they have to control. I have to control more monsters than they do to get started. Let's just soul off of that. Soul. Ooh, that's bad. Well, see how this goes. I should go for this, not Dark Smell. It doesn't matter what battle position I put this in. They have piercing damage anyway. So let's be brave. 2,000. 1,000 attack. Yeah. Okay. If it's talents, I'm going for Feather Duster. I might just lose anyway. Man, they really got forced my hand like that. You get another card, but I get a Metal Dragon. So how about that? So we're gonna use that Feather Duster? You may as well. Fullmetal. Stop that Feather Duster. Take their team while you're at it. Alright, I still control less monsters than they do. So let's see where this goes. Is that Ballista? It is Ballista. We can change my... Oh no, they can't target Fullmetal. We're fine. They cannot change Fullmetal to 0. A lot of thinking going on over there. So I had Red Ice Fusion next turn. And if I do, I also have Soul in the Grave with a Red Ice Spirit. So hopefully I can add Red Ice Fusion for Comet. Comet burns them, and then a Soul comes in for another round of burn. And if they try to stop it, Fullmetal can burn them. That's a big plan that's going on here. I pretty much need all of the cards I currently have on the field to work if I'm going to do that. Well, now I control more monsters than they do, but they lost their battle phase. Yep, now they can use their urgent schedule. Fullmetal usually causes a sense of urgency. Even without its negate, if you can believe that. They cannot set cards. Never mind, nothing's negated. They do not have a monster in attack position, so I can't burn them. That's... That might get them the next turn. No, return the Red Eyes. I can use return the Red Eyes in the end phase. To, well, return my Red Eyes. And then the Red Eyes can attack over, okay, you're making Ballista again. Oh, you want them in the grave, okay. This still isn't targetable. I'll take Infusion during my turn. You have the 3 attacks during each battle phase. So I'm just gonna use Return of the Red Eyes for Red Eyes. It gives them another card, but they can't set anything. It's their end phase. It should be fine. It's just one more card. Just one. So let's see. I got Insight. All fine by me. So I don't need any other cards. Red Eyes Fusion in the hand. Comet. The sparkly one. Let's show him. Oh, I can't summon Soul this turn. Damage. I'm going to send off this dragon for 1,700. And then we go into battle. Fullmetal attacks. Ballista. 400. Go. Inferno Fire Blast. Oh, you can't add cards to your hand, but you can draw them. Okay, I did. You know? I think I will. This Darkness Metal actually gives me some opportunities here. Wow. Send Soul. Okay, summon Black Metal. Banish the Black Metal for Darkness Metal. Next. Wait, is it a graveyard thing I should be worried about? I don't think so. Whatever can activate is in their hand. Get me a Black Meteor. Activate Darkness Metal. It's an effect veiler. That kinda screws with things. Yeah, I can't get this back, so I can't equip it with Metalmorph. At least I know what it was. Almost set this. Jeez, don't do that. Alright, Red Eyes. Here's the situation. Everything's terrible. And I need you to save me. Fortunately, I died. If only I could summon Metal Claw, but no. It got negated. Is it worth destroying King's Sarcophagus? I think so. So here's what we'll do. We'll battle. We will attack Verte. We will attack this one because it was fusion summoned, right? Maybe I should attack. No, they can both protect themselves. There's nothing. Nothing that can be done to stop that. Main 2. Dark Armed. The Dragon of Annihilation. Because King Sarcophagus is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. So, Get rid of it. And I'll banish cards. Does anyone have any good ideas? Because they have more thunder monsters in here, don't they? Yes, they have 2. So I might as well see if I can keep this around and destroy someone else. Maybe another King Sarcophagus will show up. Hopefully, Metalmorph can keep me alive. Which every time a Thunder Monster's effect is activated, destroy a card on the field. And they have one. And they're going to destroy my Metalmorph. It's non-targeting, too. Well. Yeah, I don't think we're living through this one. We'll see, maybe the numbers are off. 24, 18, 12. That's 3,000. I think we do make it through it, actually. They're destroying my mutant plant, but I'm alive. And I got a Red Ice Fusion. I no longer have a Red Ice Fusion in the works. Because you can just make that whenever. Oh yeah. I forgot something. Burn damage for no reason. That's my burn damage. I do 1,200. You don't need 1,200. Nice, going second hand, going first. Great. Incoming. That's a terrible card to stop, but because I have nothing else, it's actually good. Well, that's sad. That card's supposed to be resilient. That's probably why it's not a once per turn. Except for its second effect. And I still managed to screw it up. Oh, wow. Can Blue Eyes find a way to get enough damage? We'll see. Ash Blossom, the gift that just keeps giving. Because here's this ultimate Spirits Dragon. Did you really not win? Because I already used True Light. Wow. I think you're too versed in your combo if you couldn't win off of that. So, yeah, so, it's Dark Ruler. Can't respond with monsters. However, they can respond with True Light. Well, you don't have to summon it now. Whatever. I mean, that means that when I Dark Hole, it's going to destroy everything. Yeah, why'd you do that so early? And you're going to summon Maiden too, so it gets destroyed as well. Which means I will get damage this turn. Oh no, I won't get damage this turn, because I Dark Ruler. Negated. You will not be stopping me. Yeah, whatever. I fear no Jet Dragon. And I end my turn. Gonna do damage anyway. So it's fine. Nah, let's just throw it out immediately. Come on, Fullmetal. Blue eyes. Check this animation. Beautiful. And I'm absolutely going to equip that. Because if I didn't equip it, that Jet Dragon could have sent my Fullmetal away. Fusion Summon? Whatever. What fusion could you go for? What fusions do you use? Blue Eyes with Blue Eyes. Oh, is that gonna be... No, it's Tyrant. Okay, you're gonna send back my Metalmorph. Which I could negate. Is damage step? Do they even have any traps? They don't have any traps. You know, I think I will negate this. Sure. And since you give me a nice 3,400 attack monster to burn you for, there you go. Red Eyes is looking a bit tough right now, isn't it? And you have a Maiden in attack mode. Which I'm pretty sure, unlike the original Maiden, this cannot switch itself to a defense. Yeah. Straight to battle. Afraid that means nothing. Whatever. Why are you summoning these things in attack position? Not sure, but I'll take it. I'll just take this game. Summon the Blue Eyes. Summon your final Blue Eyes. Yes, keep going. Be more careful, will you? It's dangerous out there with all these full metal dragons going around. Look at these two next to each other. There's a clear difference in card design, just looking at how many words are on each of them. Combining with metal was always Red Eyes' coolest trait, which is why I'm glad there's a modern variant of these cards now. Now, to talk about these metal dragons, I'm going to be pairing them up with their associated Metalmorph. Which there's one pair that doesn't have anything to do with each other, but they're the only ones left, so they're going to kind of have to get along and group up. But first you gotta start with the original. Metalmorph. Target a monster on the field, equip it for 300 attack defense. And then if this thing attacks, which has to be on the offensive, it can half the attack of the attack target. Now it's generic. It's can even equip to an opponent's monster, if you really need to do that. But a little secret to this card is if you equip it to Red Eyes Black Dragon, you can tribute it for a Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon from the deck. Now, this card has never been used, Because equipping a trap card to a Red Eyes and then having to tribute it was always a slow strategy. And classically, this card does have 100 more attack than a Red Eyes equipped with Metalmorph. But when that Red Eyes attacks, unless it attacks something really small, with less than 200 attack, that Red Eyes equipped with Metalmorph is going to be stronger than the Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. And then, of course, there's the must be from the deck. It's a very important parentheses. Because this thing, when it's drawn, doesn't do anything. It is a complete waste of space. You know, some cards you prefer to be in the deck. They're usable from the hand, but it would just be better if they're in the deck. You can send them from there, you can summon them from there. This card is just a detriment. It is dead in the hand. Which, luckily, I'm using one of these, so drawing it is incredibly unlikely. Well, well, look who's not level 7. Oh no. Oh no. I destroyed one card. Oh. It was my most drawn one of. But I had to have it here. Because in the Equip Eyes video, which not a lot of people have watched, and I know that no one's ever watched to the end, I did say that I wasn't using Metalmorph and Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, but I would use it when the newer Metalmorph stuff was released. And well, here we are. And did I make good on that little promise that I could have just ignored because no one saw it? Well, we are at the end of the video. Though, I do see that there is a clip I haven't shown yet. Wonder what that's about. Might as well show that here. This is actually really good. Let's start with cards. You're going to see an interaction that's even better. How did this hand get better? Well, you just sit over there. Don't do anything. Okay, just don't. Just don't do it. No negates. No negates. Nope. Don't do it. Sit right there. You worry me. You know that? Oh, I almost got the wrong dragon. Actually, what I need is not a dragon. What can you activate? Why do you make me so nervous? It's impermanence, isn't it? Do not impermanence this thing. So I'm taking my turn. Oh, I should have summoned the Red Eyes earlier. They have Bestial, it's bad. Alright, it's not Bestial. Nope, so still don't do anything. Nice. Oh, I see that glow. Here it comes. Tribute. Red Eyes Black Dragon. Equipped with Metalmorph. For Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. And I'll set this. And pass my turn. Oh yeah, that's completely useless. I could have made a Flare Metal Dragon out of these two. But now I can't because one of them is level 8. Oh no, that's definitely all I needed. Because another normal summon. You know, I'm glad you're here. This is really good art. And I'm pretty sure this is not the original art. The other one is the original. Just the pose, the way it flows, it's so nice. What did you just show me? Expedition? You're not taking my Metal Dragon. Just let me keep it. No. Come back. Its effects are negated? Honestly, that's good for it. Cannot attack your opponent directly for the rest of this turn except for this card, which is what this card's also being treated as. I'm pretty sure that's still in effect, so I can't lose here. You just use my dragon. Because it's a level 8. You can't attack me directly. Do they have... I don't think they do. I'm going to attempt a Dark Hole. Yeah, nothing's protected. Give me back my Metal Dragon. Do I commit? That's gonna be big. And an Emperor comes back? I could choose Darkness Metal to send. I'll send this stuff. Am I serious? I think I might be. Just gonna set this Red Eyes Spirits. Do you not have anything? I'm actually not going to use it. You ready for this? It's coming back. That thing's gonna attack for game here. You mark me. Soul, suppose it works. Red Eyes Fusion. Who should be my fusion target? So we're gonna use it. I feel like Slash might save me more. You know, we already summoned Black Metal. Am I really trying to be that efficient here? Although if they have impermanence and they negate this and attacks into it and dies, I'm going to be very upset. It's battle time. And Slash, equip your card. Well, it's not like Comet would have done any better against that. Dang. Just get rid of it. That's the card I was looking for before. It protects cards. Okay, Photon or Galaxy Monster will be destroyed. You banish this card instead. Is it Titana Cider? What's got Appaloosa on it? I have my turn now. I really tried for you. Although this is the end of the duel. Youch. Of course I summoned it. I wasn't going anywhere until I did. This is the first Metal Dragon. I gotta show some respect for it. And it was a lot easier due to Metal Claws here. Yeah, Metalmorph traps the turn they were set. So it takes this equipping Metalmorph to Red Eyes to summon this. Makes it a lot faster. Just do that turn 1. Usually you have to wait until the 3rd turn. And no, I didn't win using Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, but that wasn't part of the deal. I didn't say that. That definitely would take a lot more work. Next is the ones that have nothing to do with each other. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and Rare Metalmorph. Both of these have nothing to do with the Metalmorph strategy at all. Because Darkness Metal does not require a metal trap card or anything. In fact, it's very generic. You just banish a dragon to summon itself, and then you can special summon a dragon from hand or grave. But this card was really good. In fact, it was banned a while ago. Then it had to have its effect changed so it wasn't loopable. And then it came back. Which I don't use this card very often. And that's really because I don't want my dragons to be banished. Because Red Eyes doesn't have a way of getting its banished dragons back. So Darkness can come at a high cost. And I don't like using link monsters, so I'm not going to link away my dragons for a throwaway to banish for this. Just something I don't like to do. Though if Red Eye Soul is really the best way I would like to summon this. So drawing it isn't the best thing, but it's better than drawing the original, which here is now Rare Metalmorph. Which this is not really trying to do the same thing as Metalmorph. It's more of a metal coating than actually morphing something into metal, because it has to attach to a machine. So 500 attack, negate the first spell. And you can do that in response to a spell. So if black metal is out there and it gets targeted with who knows what, you can chain this to that, and it will protect it. And another weird thing about this is that it's a continuous trap that targets. It doesn't equip. It's not an equip card. So this thing is more specific on what it wants to target, while having the weakness of an equip card without any of the benefits. Although when I did summon Darkness Metal, it did almost defeat that Thunder Dragon deck. It was pretty close. If it was able to use its effect, I may have been able to get something set up to not lose the next turn. Unfortunately, they had that effect failure. But you know, that banish effect was actually good in that instance. Since, Black Metal wasn't going to do anything with those Thunder Dragon Colossus around. Not a bad card at all. Though it has nothing to do with Metalmorph. And you just have the name Metalmorph. So maybe you two do get along, just in having nothing to do with Metalmorph. These next cards are from when Red Eyes got a big strategy upgrade. Because the Metalmorph related card is Black Metal Dragon. Not Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, Black Metal Dragon. This thing you want in your hand, this thing you want far away, bottom of the deck. But this is a specific to Red Eyes kind of Metalmorph. It doesn't mention Metalmorph anywhere on it. It's not a Metalmorph card, which, I mean, if it was a Metalmorph card, it could be searched, so, man, it's actually not a good thing. Actually, if this thing was treated as Metalmorph, if you equip this to Red Eyes Black Dragon, you'd be able to summon the Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. Maybe there is a missed opportunity. Maybe this should have been treated as Metalmorph when equipped to a Red Eyes monster. It isn't necessary to summoning the Metal Dragon, but it does work pretty well with summoning it. Because you equip this to a level 7 Red Eyes, and then you have another level 7. That Red Eyes, equipped as this Black Metal Dragon, then becomes Flare Metal Dragon. And then, of course, the equip card would go to the grave when the monster's gone, which then gets to search. It's Flare Metal, 2 level 7 monsters, just generic again. A lot of these Metal Dragons are generic. Actually, the only one that's not generic is the original, which is too specific. So Flare Metal cannot be destroyed by card effects when it has material, and then 500 damage per resolution. That is just a continuous lingering threat that the opponent has to deal with. You can't just leave a Flare Metal Dragon there. Which this card is... There's a lot of ways to get rid of it, since it only prevents destruction, which that's a pretty good thing to keep yourself from being afflicted by. But just in the modern day, there's all sorts of things that send, banish, shuffle. So Flare Metal does lose some of its usage as we go on. But at the same time, combos are getting longer. Paying life points is kind of more prevalent as cards go on. So, 500 damage apiece. Still pretty good. And it'd be pretty unfun if the Burning Dragon was too invincible. So, this just makes sure it isn't destroyed just flat out by some kind of Raigeki immediately. I didn't even mention that you can just negate this too, and then it just stops being a burn machine at the same time. But speaking of machine, neither of these two are machines. They're both dragons. Which I assume must mean that Black Metal Dragon is some kind of dragon scale alloy, instead of actually being a metal that morphs things. And now, the shiny new ones, starting out with Max Metalmorph, which tributes a face-up monster to summon one that mentions Max Metalmorph and also cannot be normal summoner set. From hand, deck, graveyard, and then equips to it. It's already very different to the original, because the original just has the equip effect. It says nothing about summoning the monster. The monster has the summoning condition on it. Which also, speaking of that summoning condition, hand and graveyard have been added to that pool. So, drawing the monster, having the monster sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter. This thing can summon from there. Which just removes all of the problems when it comes to summoning Black Metal Dragon. Well, except for the fact that Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon doesn't do anything. This is comparatively weak. But that's up to the monster that summons to get over. And also, it equips to the monster it summons. If you summon Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, Metalmorph just goes to the grave because it lost the monster it was equipped to. Now this card gives 400 attack defense, which is the same boost that Red Eyes gets when it becomes Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. But also, cannot be destroyed by spell or monsters, and also cannot be targeted by those. Which is the same protections, well, is the same gameplay description of what Duelist Kingdom machine monsters were immune to. Because they couldn't be affected at all by spell or monsters. So Max Metalmorph tries to emulate that. And so Ash Blossom does beat this thing. And trying to summon a monster on your opponent's turn might still be a bit slow. Although, we did see with the Ancient Gear game that sometimes it does pay to, wait a bit on your summons. That really threw them off. But really, anything can be forgiven if this thing summons a good enough monster. Which we already know what it summons. Yeah. The Red Eyes Black Fullmetal Dragon. Now comparing this to Red Eyes Black Metal. I already said how much text this thing has. So, if this is the requirement to not be normal summon or settable. So special summon by Max Metalmorph, tributing a level 5 or higher dragon monster. That is very generic. As I said, the original is the only really specific one. This can be any dragon. And considering how bad it is to draw Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, Fullmetal fixes that by being able to reveal itself, set Metalmorph Trap, and then go into the deck. It doesn't even need to be in the deck to summon it, but it's just showing off. Because it's just polite enough to put itself back when the original would do no such thing. It would just sit in your hand forever. And then there is a quick effect. That when your opponent activates a card or effect, negate it, and then any attack position monsters, they're going to take damage equal to one of them. It is a very good card. It is the card I was really fishing for in the pack, obviously. So, I got 2 of them, right? No, I got 9 of these. I didn't get any Fullmetals. Someone out there is opening up the selection pack. Where's my Dominus cards? I have them. Give me my Fullmetal Dragons. I need those. But regardless, it was fine enough to craft them, I suppose. And this thing pairs very well with Flare Metal. Because Flare Metal can bring in one of those monsters. You just gotta have the Metalmorph set. Then you make this. And this thing is amazing cover for Flare Metal. Because they try to activate something that negates it. They try to activate something that sends it away. Fullmetal can negate that. And then if they have that attack position monster, Fullmetal can contribute to that burn as well. And then that's combined with this thing gaining 400 attack and defense, while also being not targetable or destroyable by monsters or spells. Now that is a lot. This thing is already at 3,400 attack, which it's at 3,400 because it's the Fullmetal Dragon. The original Black Metal was equipped with Dragon Nails, which is a card I once again used in Equip Eyes. Just reference that again. And that gave it a 600 attack boost. So this is the Fullmetal Dragon, so it comes pre-equipped with those claws. It also has a very nice animation. There's a lot of movement in it. They put a bit more time into that one. It's very nice. It was able to stop so many things from going wrong from my opponents. Just let's see, they had it stopped Jet Dragon. Since this thing stops the activation, it can be used during the damage step. So you can stop their Blue Eyes Jet Dragon from sending away your Flare Metal, and then you can burn them for that attack of the Jet. So this thing's a Jet counter. That's all I've ever wanted. And the way that this summons on the opponent's turn, it plays around Red Eye's Fusion. Because you Red Eye's Fuse and it doesn't go well. If you got a way to summon a level 5 or higher dragon, you can use that to then tribute in order to get Fullmetal. So this is a great card to cover so many of Red Eye's weaknesses. Although, and this is going to sound like I'm never going to be happy, but yeah, that may be true. There are some things I don't like about this card. It's very generic. Extremely. Any level 5 or higher dragon. And that's it. And there's no incentive to use Red Eyes in any way. It doesn't have to be a dark dragon. You don't get anything if you use a normal dragon. Maybe if you use a normal dragon, then you can inflict the burn damage. To kind of encourage the original Red Eyes to be used. But no, it just has this really just basic feeling to it, especially since it has just a negate deactivation effect, which the burn damage, calling back to the Red Eye strategy, that's pretty good. But this thing can just negate anything. Which these Metalmorph cards do have a weakness to trap cards because of, they're not protected, as we saw from Exod, Fires of Rage, which at first I thought it was the double destruction that destroyed Fullmetal, which that is how that would work. If Exod was a spell card, that still would have destroyed Metalmorph and Fullmetal. But it still would have destroyed it anyway. So why can Fullmetal negate trap cards? Why does it work like that? This negate could have said, send one equip card you control to negate the activation. So that way you'd have to think, do I need to negate that effect, or do I want to keep this Max Metalmorph that's giving an attack boost and some protections? Which I know this is not the most egregious example of a negate monster. I mean, it is very large. A very large negate monster, which I don't like, but that's kind of just standard for how this game is. And if there's any Red Eyes monster that should have been 2,800, it really should have been this. So I would hope for something a bit more interesting than just negate. Put a little cost on it. Make it a card you have to think about. It's kind of that's the problem I have with a lot of cards. So, I can't let Fullmetal slide completely. I mean, every other deck has one, so it's not completely out of line. But we should really be trying to get away from these kind of free negate cards that are just really big. So, new Metalmorph, it's really cool. I know I didn't use a lot of the new stuff. I just used Max Metalmorph, Fullmetal, the new Red Eyes, which completes the trinity of the original Ace monsters being used in different archetypes. There's the Millennium Blue Eyes, the Shining Sarcophagus Dark Magician, and now we have Metalmorph Red Eyes. And those are the ones I used. But I do have a better deck. Well, obviously. Obviously, I have a better deck that utilizes more of the Max Metalmorph new cards. That it even uses the one that kind of maybe lightly is based off of Rare Metalmorph, the Flame one, which actually tributes a machine to summon another machine. So it's kind of like a coding, like this Rare Metalmorph is. Oh yeah, my Blue Eyes opponent that had that Maiden in attack position, I actually could have changed its battle position myself using incoming machine. Because I had a Metalmorph trap. I had Max Metalmorph face up. So I could have changed that defense position Maiden into attack position, which it would have summoned the Blue Eyes, like it does when it gets targeted for an attack. But still would have had the same outcome. They would have had to change that Maiden and what was it? I think it was Tyrant Dragon, yeah. They would have to synchro summon those together into a spirit in order not to take all that damage and lose. So it was a bit silly to put your 0 attack monster into attack, but with this incoming machine, it wouldn't have mattered. So next time, definitely more Metalmorph. I definitely see these cards as a mainstay in Red Eyes decks. Though I'm going to be cutting out quite a few of these cards that I don't see myself really using, and going into more of the Max Metalmorph cards, because they're real good.